It could be Barnabas. It could be Barnaby. It could be Bo Cephas. It could be Bradley. It could be, did I say Barnabas? It could be Barnabas.
Bort.
Bort Thankful. Cavaliers win last night. Good weekend for Cleveland sports. Cavs win, Browns win. Cavs get one over on the Denver Nuggets, 121-109. Pretty sizable win there. Nuggets are a pretty good team so far. Cavs are in Philly tomorrow night, one of those in-season tournament games. They'll play the Sixers at 7:30. They'll be back here at home on Wednesday night to play Dwayne Wade and the Heat. So that'll be an exciting game, too. All of it, of course, you can hear here on WMMS, your FM home for Cleveland Cavaliers, and on the iHeartRadio app. And, of course, the Browns win, right? Ooh, what a nail-biter.
Yeah.
Oh, the terrible towels were at half staff today over the last minute. Dustin Hopkins, according to this article, is the name of the person who kicked a 34-yard field goal with 2 seconds left. What an exciting time. And the Browns beat the Steelers by, what was it, 13-10?
Yep.
Man, how about that? Here's a little highlight.
10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Result of the play will be a first down.
Nah.
Replay first down. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down. Personal foul. Defense, number 58. 15 yards from the end of the run. Result, first down. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm sure some other things happened, too. I imagine some other things happened, too.
Are you talking about in the game or are you just
in the game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in the game. I mean, I have to think that that's the case. Once they start giving a guy, referring to the guy as initials, that's when they start warming up to him, right?
Well,
Dorian,
that guy,
Thompson, Robinson, now everybody calls him DTR.
He's been DTR from the jump.
They're calling him DTR now.
They're calling him
Before
DTR
that,
from the moment he was drafted.
They're calling him. Now they're chanting and the whole thing. They're saying, Deshaun who? And then everybody goes, that guy that we're paying hundreds of millions of dollars of guaranteed money to. And then they go, oh, right.
Yo.
But they got Joe Flacco with the practice squad right now. They're bringing in some other people.
The Flackster?
What's the Flackster?
Flacky?
Joe Flack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Flacky Flack.
Mm-hmm. I'll call him something. Bort Flacco is what they call him. Why they remember Tyrod Taylor? Why they bring back Tyrod Taylor?
Because he broke his ribs or something.
But
earlier.
He's back in action now.
Is he back?
I think he was at the Giants, yeah?
Is he playing again?
I think they said he's going to be playing on Sunday.
Okay. Well,
why don't we bring this guy back?
Because he's on another team. You can't just take somebody from another team.
Come on. Have a heart. It's worth looking around.
If you could just take anybody's player from any team and be like, hey, just give me that guy.
Now, that would be exciting. You want to see fantasy football's people's heads explode.
Start picking and choosing.
You just grab guys from other teams. Oh, my God. They go, and the beauty is some teams, nobody would take any players from. They go, we don't have anybody there we want.
What if that was actually part of it, though? Like, whichever team.
That's what I'm saying.
Instead of seeing who gets to choose for kickoff, you get to pick one player from the other team.
Yeah.
Like, if you win the coin toss, and you're like, call heads in the air, and they're like, okay, who do you want from our team?
Yeah.
God, that would make the game so much more fun.
I'll take Barkevius Mingo.
Yeah.
I would just get a guy with a cool name.
No, Alan.
I want Juju Schuster-Jones.
Or we could pick someone like when Nick Chubb went out, we could take their running back.
There you go.
Like whenever team injures them, you get one of their players.
Yeah.
No, I mean, every week. Every week, the coin toss is you get to choose one player from the other team.
Every week.
And they have to play for you.
He came out, didn't he?
He came out and
on
said hi.
crutches? Yeah. Waved to everybody.
His smile is perfect.
Is it though?
Dude, he's got a perfect smile.
Well, that's what all that money will get you. Clean up that grill. I think it'd be, because I only mentioned Tyrod Taylor because he was only here for a cup of coffee, but you'll remember he was part of a group of players on the Browns called the System. You remember that? They called them the System.
No.
And, you don't remember this? It was Tyrod Taylor. It was Rack and Pinion Jones. It was Ball Bearing Rogers. And it was Shaft Taylor. You don't remember those guys?
This has escaped my memory.
They called them the System. Oh, man. So, anywho, congrats to the Browns and the Cavaliers. because now I think that we should find some way.
I think I had the biggest moment of the weekend, though.
Who?
Me.
Oh, well, what
did?
position did you play?
Oh, God, you had to ask him that, didn't you?
I know.
Play any position.
You had the biggest moment of the weekend?
As far as this show goes.
Be the judge of that.
You knew what was happening. I went out and did my shows in Fremont, and I met Gaylord in person.
Oh, Gaylord, right. He was well enough. He spent his birthday in the hospital. He's well enough. He got up and yeah.
The crazy thing is the slow talking, all an act. He was just like blah, blah, blah,
zipping
blah, blah, blah,
through. You're like, slow down.
No, he was.
Got to understand you here.
So he was dressed like Santa. I sent a picture to the group chat. I just posted it on Instagram. So he for whatever reason he thought like, okay, it's.
Well, he's got the beard.
He looks like Santa.
Right.
So he's like, I'm just gonna lean into this. He drives a red Ford Bronco, which is hilarious.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's like a new one. I was like, that's like a $50,000 truck. Dude.
A new one.
Yeah.
All right.
So but he did say that he's leaving that to me in his will, which is really nice. And now it's on the radio, so now it's official.
Because everything that happens on this show is true.
Mm-hmm.
All in that one conversation.
Yeah.
You got from, hi, nice to meet you in person, to, I'm going to put this vehicle in your will.
What does he always say? That we are family.
Yeah.
He does love us.
And he loves us. And I gave him a big hug and talked to him for a little while and gave him a poster and signed it for him. And it was
You didn't charge him for
I
it?
will say,
no, I did not.
I will say, I went one time to be surprised because whenever I picture our listeners, they always turn out exactly how I picture them. Drunk Sue, Dick from Dayton, Gaylord. They always look how I expect them to look. I want someone to surprise me. Jenna, yeah, she looks exactly how I expected her to look.
When I posted the picture of Drunk Sue at my show in Canton, my DMs were flooded with people being like, exactly what I thought. Exactly what I thought,
I want someone to surprise me.
Well, I posted, if you want to see what Gaylord looks like, he's on my Instagram right now, at Bill Squire. If you want.
But was he with his wife?
Yeah.
Or his dog? Okay. And did they had fun at your show?
They had a great time.
They weren't yelling out like the people that come to Mary's shows?
No,
That's
no.
all we do.
They were very good. They were laughing and they said it was really fun and they laughed a lot. And that show, so we did two shows. We did an early show, and the early show was behaved and laughed and they were great. And then the late show was the typical Friday late show where people were wasted. And there was a dude that only had 4 fingers that was honestly hilarious. But
How do you lose a finger?
he was born without a finger, and and I made a joke that it was like that's why this guy's against issue 1 is because he just barely made it out. They got a finger, and he's like, "Nah, I'm getting born."
All right,
but it was what was funny is I did this show. My buddies from the Boogered Up podcast set it up, and my one buddy Travis did stand up for the first time. And the early show, he did really well for his first time ever doing stand up. And then the late show, the reality set in where it's not always that easy.
It's not always a good crowd who wants to be there, who's attentive, who are comedy fans.
Even though they all paid to be there, there was just some people that were just a little drunk, and it's 10:15 at night by the time we started, so they weren't real great with the attention spans and everything. And then I go up and I'm like doing crowd work and like drawing them in and doing all the tricks that I know as a guy that's been doing it for 20 years. And they're like, "How do you do that?" I'm like, you guys are so rattled by this show, and you're like, "This is such a shrimp show." I'm like, "This is not even top 100.
It was his first time going up ever?
Right.
Yeah.
Why not like at an open mic or something?
Well, he lives in Fremont.
So he produced a show?
He lives in Clyde. He doesn't really go.
Well, that's not your fault.
No, but he didn't have any chance. But that was kind of like part of the reason. So a bunch of people that he knows came out to see him do it for the first time, and worked out well for me because then, it was a packed out show, a couple packed out shows. So it was a good time. Yeah, there's not really any open mics in Clyde or Sandusky or.
So that was
Fremont.
like his bringer show.
I mean,
it was your
just,
show.
It was just a show that he wanted to put on.
Yeah,
and so he wanted to. They're like dipping their world into comedy, and there's not much of a scene in a place like that because it's a
this
smaller
was
town.
his show.
This was his show.
Oh, I thought it was
You're very confused.
I am. I don't know.
He produced it.
He produced the show, but I was headlining the show.
Bill was the talent. He was the producer. The producer did time. He did stand up for the first time. The producer of the comedy show.
Gotcha.
This is regular
It's like
thing that happens.
when Cody came out and did time at the one Alan Cox Show comedy tour.
I understand, yeah, but he's on this show. I mean, I didn't understand. I thought that a guy who had never done stand-up before opened for Bill in Fremont.
No.
I mean, he did, but I didn't realize it was his show.
But he's not a rando.
He's not a rando, and does a comedy podcast, and so he has an idea about the comedy world. He just hasn't been on stage to do like stand-up before. But honestly, he did really well for the first show, and he didn't do terrible in the second show. Like, he kept it together. He just wasn't getting the same responses that he was getting, and you could see that panic set in. Mary, you've seen this a million times, where someone is... It's like they do the show where their friends and family are there, and then they do that first show at a regular show, and they're like, "This worked before."
Right? Yeah.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, because everybody you know was laughing at.
Right.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Now I understand. Okay.
And meeting Gaylord there was a few other customers that were out there.
Were they more excited to see you or meet
Gaylord?
him?
Gaylord for sure. They're like, I'm just here to meet Gaylord. I'm like, I don't blame you.
Right.
It's exciting.
So what if they had gone and he wouldn't have been able to make it?
Then they would have just had to sit through my amazing stand-up, Alan.
What a punishment.
All right, well, so good.
Yeah, it was a good
Got
time.
to meet Gaylord and the whole bit. Did he play any musical instruments for you? Because I think it's still Advantage Mary when Dick played for her.
No.
Oh, he didn't.
He did not. He didn't have any...
Whip anything out?
No, he didn't.
But he willed Bill a car. Dick from Dayton didn't.
That may not have been something that I just made up for the show.
Oh.
But
Not legally binding yet, Mary.
Sorry.
but he was a real sweetheart, and just the fact that he dressed up as Santa and everything is just, I don't know. I thought that was very sweet and very funny.
Was he giving out gifts?
Just
Gift
smiles.
of joy.
Yeah.
Oh, so just the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's stolen valor.
Santa's not real.
Mary, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
Third year in a row that I've done this.
It's that time of year where
I have no idea.
Please stand by.
Parents, what she's talking about.
I'm just jaded, okay?
That's why he wasn't handing out presents, because he's not the real
He's
Santa.
one of Santa's.
Just because Mary,
Valor stealer.
we can't blame Mary for being a godless concubine, but nevertheless,
Every year I do this, and I
You
don't
think
mean to.
she'd learn. But
We expect to resume
That was a
normal
joke,
broadcasting
Such
shortly.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
I know.
are you wearing that heated vest right now? Is it
It's
Cooking your
frying
brain?
my
Cooking
brain.
your
yeah.
brain?
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys.
Lynn, I don't care. But I don't need the letter. Don't write me.
I know.
See it. Let's see that beautiful thing. Wow. Give us a little something.
And the weather, they get out of tune.
Yeah.
Take that, Gaylord. Here was getting serenaded out there at the... I was reading that the mayor of Kettering has decided that he needs to do a little bit more research, and he's going to put a 9-month moratorium on the recreational marijuana that passed in Ohio. He needs to see how it's going to affect things first. I don't know how you figure out how it's going to affect things if you don't let it, take effect or whatever. I didn't realize that was something that was... I didn't realize that once something passed in the state, people who were running the cities just go, whatever. But,
I didn't know it was.
Dick he's not going to be surrounded by legal weed anytime soon.
Okay, wait a minute though.
If they get their way. No, I mean, listening to that, you think that he was, neck deep in it, but
What if Dick started smoking weed and made so much sense? Like it had the reverse effect on him, where he could finish a train of thought and have listen to the show and have a real conversation.
I mean, that I would like to study that.
Like it made him focus.
Yeah, something. Yeah. He was like the Eddie Van Halen of mandolins and lutes and banjos. Yeah, well, that's exciting. That's good news for the people of Fremont, because you probably don't get out there very often. That's out Sandusky way?
Yeah, that's out like Sandusky. It's past Sandusky, a little bit south. It's just one of those little towns. There's a Kraft Heinz factory. I didn't even know they merged, but a lot of people work there. A lot of
Kraft
farms.
Heinz factory.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
then
My sister
Just-
lives in Fremont.
Is that where they make
just being out
mayo
there-
chup?
Probably. Just being out there for an evening, all my reels and like Instagram algorithm got farmed up.
Oh, yeah.
Like
because it knows your location.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're out in Fremont. You probably want to watch farm reels.
Yeah.
Farm reel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Faux shiz.
It's not like it was showing men farming. It was just showing Instagram models being like, hey, you want to bang on the farm?
Look at
Oh,
this
nice.
day.
Got 2
Shirtless
big
farm
bags
workers.
of milk.
I've been heavy on I love watching people fall
Don't
down.
beat yourself up over it.
Okay. I've been watching a lot of people falling down videos, and you mentioned the farm one. I posted one reel of a sheep just continuously headbutting this dude, where like every time he goes out to try to feed them, they headbutt him and knock him over. Like their food goes everywhere and everything like that. And then after, I probably watched that because it's maybe 8 or 9 seconds long.
Yeah.
I probably watched it 15 times in a row. And then after that, my algorithm was all just farm animals, not attacking people because they're not like mauling them, but like ladies getting chased by ostriches and like cows fighting and things like that. I'm like, I love this corner of the internet that I stumbled
Here
into.
through Saturday, and they're very friendly. From the Manatee County Fair, Linda Carson, ABC7. Would you not eat my pants? Ah!
Linda Carson went down like a bag of dirt.
And if you want to be like Gaylord and meet me in person, I'll be at the Funny Stop this weekend.
Where's the funny stuff for the uninitiated?
Cuyahoga Falls.
Cuyahoga Falls.
BillSquire.com.
I got to take a break. You want to send a text, 35192, AlanCoxShow.com for everything else, and we'll be back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.